Are we live? I think we're live. So good morning. Welcome to Coffee with the Birds. Those of you in person here, we have a full wildlife den and overflowing into the great room. And we've got some people online as well, so welcome to you. Thank you for joining us online to Coffee with the Birds. This is our last Coffee with the Birds of the season. And I need to mute my thing, otherwise I hear myself 30 seconds into the past. This is Coffee with the Birds. This is our last one of the season, our fourth one. We won't meet again until December as far as in this format. Of course, there's lots of birding to do between now and then as it's spring, and lots of birds are returning. But Coffee with the Birds, as you can see, those of us in the room here, you can see up on the screen, and those of you online can also see the screen. This is the event schedule. We'll be doing a feeder watching from now until about 10:20 or so, and then a tidbit presentation on the Cape May Warbler, which is our winning bird photo from the contest this year. And then I'll be doing another feeder watching session at 11:10 a.m. And what is this? I say it every time because you never know who's new to Coffee with the Birds. Those of you online, you can comment. Welcome, special welcome to those of you who are new to the program today. Those of you who are online, if you are commenting, please do, and I will be checking that periodically and trying to respond to as much of it as I can. But Coffee with the Birds is, as it says on the screen, an informal time to enjoy coffee, pastries, birds, and community. And that's really the purpose. We've got to offer coffee and pastries and promise birds, and then people get together. So that's the formula of this, and it doesn't matter if you just got interested in birds yesterday and don't know a thing about them, or if you've been birding for 50 years and have traveled around the world. It doesn't matter. We're here because we all enjoy birds, and this is a place where we all can get together and share that passion that we have. Also, we'll be we'll be identifying the birds at the feeder. Thank you, Rick. You didn't have to leave it on that. You're a good judge of that. We'll be fielding questions, curiosities, stories from the audience here. Those of you online as well, please do post your questions and things that you want to share there. We'll be identifying the birds at the feeder, such as the goldfinch on the very front of the feeder there, and the rest of the streaky ones are the pine siskins. We've still been getting a large number of them. The goldfinches should be getting their color in soon, but the goldfinch is on the bottom right there with the black wing, the white wing bar, and the golden face. There's another one that just landed on there, and then the one with the golden in the wing and the streaky breast, that is a pine siskin. So both finches, and we've been seeing a lot of those siskins around. And then I also, before we go full bore into the birds out here, just want to mention our sponsors. So thank you to our sponsors, Awashanong Islands Audubon Society, for donating a significant amount of money for helping to feed the birds. Simpatico Coffee for helping to donate much of the coffee. Friends of Ottawa County Parks, who have donated the other hot drinks, because not everybody drinks coffee. And DeBrine's Seed Store. We buy our seed from DeBrine's, and they have donated graciously bird feeders to give away for prizes. So we've got those as well. But last but not least, you all know if you've been here before, I want to thank our Mug Club members and have you raise your mugs. Thank you so much for your support of this program and of feeding the birds here at the Nature Center. Your purchase of a Mug Club membership, which typically includes a mug until you run out. For $25, you can be a member too. We are out of mugs, but you can still be a member. And if you're desiring to be a member, we don't have online sales up yet. But if you want to, we can get you signed up. Just email us at naturecenter@miottawa.org and let us know you want to register for a membership. And there's other perks along the way that you can partake in, such as a picnic with the birds in the summer, a couple of extra walks in the spring and in the fall. So please do sign up and support us with your membership. So thank you very much. And with that, we've got a fox sparrow. So This guy just arrived yesterday. We saw it, well, it may have arrived before, but it was the first time that I had seen it at the feeder. It is a migrant. Sometimes they do overwinter. It's a large sparrow, and it is very red with a gray head. Very pretty bird, but they're almost cardinal size. So very large bird. And I think did he fly off? Be watching for him again. And he showed up yesterday, and then I forgot to put him up on the board there. And then also be looking for a white crowned sparrow, which is another larger sparrow that has black and white stripes on the head. And we also have robin feeding at the feeders here, looking for insects and things among the seeds. Maybe he's eating a few seeds too. And that's another one I need to put up on the board. They show up here periodically too. So those of you online, we got a good morning from Western Park Township from the Mannings. They are faithful watchers of Coffee with the Birds. Thank you. Strutting turkeys in the yard greeted them today. So this morning. So that's great. Yeah, you one-upped us again there, Carl and Judy. So it was a good morning coming to you from Cindy, who's sitting right next to me here, Carl and Judy, and Lynn, sitting right there too. So we've got downy woodpecker here on number 5. That's our smallest woodpecker of North America. And we had our largest non-declared extinct woodpecker species visit us this morning, which is the pileated woodpecker. First time all season that I've seen it. He came right into feeder number 5, right here. And there's, oh, Rick's got the picture up on there. Is that online too? Sweet. There's proof. That was this morning. It's the female. You can see the grayish forehead there. I was actually not done feeding the birds out there, and I heard it doing the cuck, 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 cuck in the back. And I went in to get one more load, and I stepped out, and she swooped in to one of these trees back here, and so I quickly backed off and came into here. And yeah, sure enough, it came into number 5 for a little while. So fingers crossed we'll get to see that one today sometime. Thanks, Rick, for grabbing some pictures, too. Let's see, any other comments there? Oh, and I wanted to say, why did I not say this yet? I've been saying Rick's name. And I even posted online that we are excited to have live stream courtesy Rick VELDMAN of KESTREL Imagery. And he is offering his services. He helped me through the pandemic to do this and is back on board now because we've had some glitches with setting up our own system here. And he has been a wonderful blessing to this program, and we couldn't do it without him. Literally, we couldn't do it without him. The online portion would not be possible without him this year. So, he is offering his services at far below the market rate because he has a passion for birds too. If you would like to contribute and support his work, you can consider making a donation at the link that's online, buymeacoffee.com/Kestrel Imagery. Kind of all he wants is coffee. This coffee's not good enough for him. I don't know. No. So thank you to Paul. I'm looking here to Paula. I'm like reading messages from Paula and trying to talk about Rick at the same time. Thank you to Rick. Yes, Paula, I see you've posted. Hello, Curtis. Laura from Oklahoma, except today I'm in, oh, she's over there. So are you saying that Laura is here? She's here. Great, from Oklahoma. And then we've got Noelle, my counterpart here at the Nature Center, saying awesome picture, good morning. That's a shout out to you there, Rick, about your pileated woodpecker picture. And, oh, my mom's not here, but she is still here. Good morning, Curtis and bird watchers from Janet Dykstra. Mallards quacking on the lake. Have seen a pair of common mergansers on the lake. And then Tyler Sander, the cats are loving the stream. Good stuff. Lots of people like to watch the stream and for the birds, for their cats. What are we seeing now? Oh, yes. On the tree, the woodpecker tree, I call it, back behind number 4, there's 2 hairy woodpeckers. They look just like that downy woodpecker, and except they're larger. And if you want to show, oh, you've got the camera on it. There you go. Look at the long bill that's hidden right behind that little stick. Can't you fix that camera angle? So that is a male because you can see the red on the back of its head. And the really long bill sticking out. And what you can't see online is just how large it is compared to a downy woodpecker. Those of you in house here can see on number 5 we've got a downy woodpecker, and then the hairy is at least 2 inches larger than it. So a good way to tell them apart is when you can see them together. And if you want to flip it to the image that I've got on the screen here, see, there we go. Differences in, put that down at the bottom there or something so I can read my notes. There we go. Beak size, which you can see is almost as long as the head is long for the hairy woodpecker, and very much not that way for the downy woodpecker. And the size, the tail markings are lacking on the hairy woodpecker, and the hairy woodpecker also has a little collar, which is a little harder to discern. The size is the best thing there. You could go back on the birds there, Rick. I've just been rattling this off because it just seems like there's a lot of messages coming in and a lot of birds out here. But are there questions, stories, anything that you want to share? This is about community. There, hey, Laura. Everybody say hi, Laura. We're going to embarrass you. Thank you for showing yourself. She's a bird bander from Oklahoma. She does banding of saw-whet owls down there and research for saw-whet owls. So, yeah. Yep, and Paula is definitely a proud mom to have her back here, I'm sure. So, any comments, questions? Am I missing any birds out here? I got to twist all the way around. Where did they all go? It's a woodpecker show today. You can switch the online back to... Oh, okay. You got to get something in the frame first. That's it. So, have we had red-bellied yet? I had it earlier. Just take a look at the tree, the bottom branches of the tree. What do you see on the bottom branches of the tree that you shouldn't be seeing on the 16th of March? Look at the buds. They're all in flower right now. The red maples are all in flower right now. I have pictures from a friend of mine of hepatica in bloom several days ago already, a couple days ago at Grand Ravines Park. And then I got a picture on my phone of a time that I was there with my daughter a few years ago, and it was the 23rd, and all you could see were the leaves and no buds or anything of the flowers. So that just tells you how early we are with spring this year. It's a little nerve-wracking. Yeah. And that's important. Those buds right there, you know what love those buds? And we're going to talk about it later. That's a clue. The Cape May warbler loves, and I say buds, but these flowers, they are nectivores. They love nectar. And they depend on nectar like this on the trees when they arrive. Guess what? They're not here yet. So that can be trouble for some birds that do depend on nectar for food.
Hey, Curtis, what is that sparrow on that tree?
I think we got a tree sparrow. He's got his, oh, did he just, no, he's still there. Yep, we got a tree sparrow to the left of number 8 on that angled branch back to us. This is one of our wintertime species. Got a rusty cap on the head, rusty brown back with the white wing bars, and a gray belly with a little spot there on the breast. They will be leaving by the end of the month into April. Oh, good. You got them on the screen there. They may already be starting to head out, I wonder, with the weather the way it is, if everything's early. But we have been seeing a good number of them out here, so if we're only seeing one, that could indicate. We've got a song sparrow back behind it, too. If you look back behind number 8 in the brush there, not the one underneath 8, but a little further back into the brush, there's a song sparrow. Oh, good. We got the tree sparrow on the screen up there. Notice the little yellow bicolored beak. The lower mandible is yellow. That's a really good identifier, if you can see that. Here's a junco. Oh, he didn't like that. He says, this is my feeding spot. The junco is the other wintertime species here that will be heading out. Usually they're gone sometime in April as well. What's fun is that they are singing a lot right now. The juncos and the tree sparrows, if you're lucky, you'll hear the tree sparrows too. The juncos just have kind of a sweet trilly sound. Some people will mistake that for a chipping sparrow or pine warbler or something like that, but so when there's a song sparrow back out there too. If it comes out, try to get it on it. We've got a squirrel show going on too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squirrels and a chipmunk. 9 squirrels and a chipmunk. I just watched the replay on that chase on my screen here of the tree sparrow. That's the delay. That's how much of a delay there is between the streams. Yeah.
Can you tell me what the difference between a red-headed and a red-bellied woodpecker?
Yes. Red-headed and red-bellied woodpecker, what's the difference? That's the question. I don't have a slide for that. Now I'm gonna need to build a slide for that. But what I might be able to do is pull it up on here. The red-headed woodpecker has an entirely red head. The whole head, like it's been dunked in a paint can. Okay? The red-bellied woodpecker, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna find it online here. You watch. Okay, put me up on the screen there. Let's see. So there's the red-headed woodpecker. Very, very stark red head, and it's a dark red too, and has a very black back and white patches on the wing, which is what you see on the wing there, the big white patch there. The juveniles don't have the red head, you can see, but they get that, I think, after their first year. These guys are a little bit more unusual, a little harder to find, and the red-bellied woodpecker is much more common and does not have a fully red head here, and I'll pull that one up here. This website, if you are not familiar with it, you need to get familiar with it. It's a great website. You can click on the Birds tab here and you can search for, if I can type, red-bellied woodpecker, and it'll pull it right up. So the red-bellied woodpecker, and I'm going to go to the ID, you can see has a red crown that goes just across the top of the head. And they also have black and white striped backs. They have a little bit of a rosy color to the belly, but where they got their name, but they're one of the most poorly named birds because they don't have a bright red belly. It's confusing. So, and the thing is, they're going to change a bunch of names that are birds that are named after people, and they're going to change them to other names, like descriptors like this. So they're not going to change this one, but they're going to change a bunch of other ones. I thought, while you're at it, maybe you should change this one. So the female you can see in the middle there has a gray forehead and just the red on the back of the head. So, good question. Great. Thank you for asking. This is and I just want to let everybody know too, because I've had people come up to me afterwards and say, well, this is kind of a stupid question. And I just want to say there are no stupid questions about birds here. Because like I said, this is for everybody, whether you've been birding overnight or you've been birding for 50 years. Yeah. Okay. The question is, can I tell everybody about the large sparrow that was out here earlier? Hopefully it shows back up. But if you were online, If you were in person, you saw it a little earlier. If you were online, you also saw it a little earlier. But it was a fox sparrow. Maybe I should pull that one up on my thing here. The fox sparrow is, there it is, fox sparrow. There we go. The fox sparrow is a migratory species. They don't nest here, and they don't typically winter here. They're I say almost purely a migrant through our area, although some tended, with the winters increasing in temperature, a lot of birds that typically winter just a bit further south in the United States are tending to start to overwinter here. So they will overwinter in small numbers. Rick knows that because his dad has usually had them at his yard overwinter. Not this year, though. And so they're usually one of the first migrants to arrive as well. So we've not been having it here at all through the winter, and all of a sudden it now showed up. So this could have been one that was overwintering somewhere nearby and is just starting to move. But they will head out as well, usually by the end of April, and they nest further north from here. I could come up with the map if you want to see it. If you want to, oh yeah, there we go. So there's the range map. You see the yellow is migration, the blue is wintering, and then the reddish salmon color is where they nest. And you can see them on the west coast, but they don't get the red ones there. They get just these sooty looking, kind of dull ones. I've seen them in Alaska and the west coast, and I'll tell you what, we get the good ones. We get the good ones. So if you look at the pictures here, you can see the sooty versus the red. I think ours is a little more handsome. So hopefully that answers the question. Yeah, and they also have a bright yellow bill, which is a good identifier. Yep. Yeah. When do Carolina wrens arrive? Well, the thing about Carolina wrens is they are actually not migratory. They're resident birds. So where they are, they'll try to stake it out all winter long. And so their population around here fluctuates depending on the winter. So they're a little more impacted by the winter, but they have become more common here. And when they nest here, they typically will try to stick it out through the whole winter. But their range is moving up into our area, so that's why it seems like maybe they just arrived. But they actually, springtime youngsters might actually look like migrants because they would be arriving to a new area. But they could be here anytime now, really, anytime now. But the Carolina wrens are definitely a fun addition to our woodlands. They're nice, bright songsters, and they have so much character popping around on the branches and things. A lot of fun. So the question is, how do you tell the house wren from the Carolina wren? The Carolina wren actually has quite a bit of reddish brown color on it, whereas the house wren is smaller and it's more of a dull brown with barring. The Carolina wren also has a nice eyebrow stripe over the head, and they're they're both pretty active birds, but the song is also very different. And I can pull up Carolina wren on here. I might even be able to do. So here's the Carolina wren, if you want to put that up on the screen there real quick. You can see the eyebrow stripe, the real buff breast. They're a brighter, colorful version of the house wren. And I'll pull up the house wren here in a minute, but you can see that rusty tone to the back there. The eyebrow stripe is a really good identifier because the house wren does not have that. And they sound wonderful. I doubt you'll be able to hear this, but let's see. No, I can't hear it on there. So the sound isn't working, but you can look up the sound. It's a tea kettle, tea kettle, tea kettle, tea kettle, tea kettle, like that. Oh, did you? Yeah. At Grand Ravines Park? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. They're pugnacious. They don't seem to mind a whole lot of people being around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep making you switch back and forth. House wren. This is kind of fun, looking up birds. You guys are making me work over here. I need to, and I'll need to check the, so this is the house wren here. You can see much duller. Still a pretty bird, don't get me wrong. And they will still cock their tail up too, like the Carolina wren. No eyebrow stripe, more brown to the color. And this is more common as well. Yep. They got a bright, bubbly song too. So, thank you, Rick. I'm going to take a quick look here. Jeff says, 9 squirrels and a chipmunk. Sounds like a band. Always the jokester there, Jeff. And their latest song, my mom adds in there, is Give Me Peanuts. Yeah, for sure. Look at all the juncos, yeah. Morning dove here. That's a new one for the morning. Sorry. There was a junco that had some brown on it. Oh, yeah, look at that. To the right of number 8, there's one that's got a little bit of a hood to it. So it might be a Sismontanus. He's in the branches just to the right side of the evergreen there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've got a Sismontanus bird. I'll explain what that means. Notice how he's got a hood. He's got a little brown on the back, and the hood goes all the way around his head, whereas you see the others, they're just solid gray all across their back and head. No color change. You see him sitting up there? There. He just flew to the left. That was the one that flew into the branches there. What that is a cross between an Oregon junco and a slate-colored junco. And they're unusual. This is the first one I've seen all winter. There he is. He's on the ground out by number 8. You can see the hood wrap around his head. It's not as distinctive a hood as what an Oregon junco has. And so that's how I label it a Sismontanus. Sismontanus is basically the scientific name of the hybrid. Very cool. He's hopping right up here in front. That's him right up by the rock here now. See the brown back? That's exciting. For us bird nerds, you know, we get excited about little things like that. People that don't, yeah, oh, he's camera shy. He's going to the left a little bit there. You see the difference now? Yeah, there you go, keeping up with him. You can see the hood kind of extends around the nape of the neck there. The difference in color between the back and the head.
So behind the robin is that the female cowbird.
Oh, yes, there's our cowbird. That's the female cowbird. The solid gray blackbird size bird is a female cowbird. People have a love-hate relationship with the cowbird. They are native to North America, but the females, the population has tended to expand since the bison left the Great Plains, and they've gone into every opened space in the east as well, and their tendency is to drop eggs in other birds' nests. Because they were traveling with the bison, historically, that was an advantage. They could keep going. They would drop it into another bird's nest. That other bird would raise it, and they didn't have to worry. Well, they don't have that issue anymore. So now the females will lay eggs in the nest, and they'll stand guard and make sure that that bird incubates that egg. Or they'll go and sabotage the whole nest. So it's actually problematic for certain species, especially the more habitat fragmentation we have, the more inroads they make. So the less we have of large tracts of forest that they don't necessarily invade into, the more issues we have. So, oh, we had a tree sparrow show again. Number 3 is nice and full of siskins and goldfinches again, especially siskins. There's a chickadee. That's the first time I've mentioned one at number 1. There's 2 chickadees at number 1. There was a titmouse earlier. There was a white-breasted nuthatch. I think those are other ones that I hadn't mentioned yet. This downy woodpecker still sitting there. There's the mourning dove. Thank you. Yeah, no, we haven't mentioned house finches either. There's a female house finch on number 8. This is by far going to be our most diverse day, and we're keeping. We got the red belly now? Oh, sure enough. On number 4 over here. Now all we need is that pileated. Yeah, we could do flicker, sapsucker, yeah, and then a red-headed. So we're kind of joking because birders can get a little greedy when you start seeing a lot of one species. You know, like maybe we can get a woodpecker flush. You know, you say, well, maybe we'll get this, maybe we'll get that, and maybe we'll get the yellow-bellied sapsucker, maybe we'll get the red-headed woodpecker. We're about numbers that way. There's anything to motivate us. Oh, good stuff. Anybody online got any comments, questions? No? Or in the audience here? Nice. Look at that. Look at the little yellow patches coming in on that guy. You can see it on the screen real well. Maybe a little less so right here, but that's why I love Rick's setup here. That's what people are seeing online. So you can see what they're seeing online, but it also helps you to see it up close, even if you don't have binoculars, things like that. So thank you, Rick. Yeah, they will be transitioning from now until late April. For the next month or so, they'll be getting more and more yellow patches. The males will be. And they'll look funnier. I think they look really funny. Titmouse? Oh, yep. Getting mealworms left of 7 there, and it just flew up. Yep. They're the grab and go. The chickadees, titmice, they come, they grab, they go. They don't stick around. But the goldfinches will be changing to their bright yellow. And the nuthatch is going toward number 4. Walking upside down on the branch. Always entertaining. He has to battle his way through all the finches. Yeah. Oh, the red-winged blackbirds? Oh, nice. Yeah, the dove. So the story is that a dove was sitting on the branch and defended itself against a red-winged blackbird that came in and chased it away. Usually doves are pretty wary. They fly at the slightest noise. Oftentimes we don't see them for coffee with the birds because they don't like to come in when there's things going on. So, but it's nice to see them stand up for themselves sometimes, right? Yeah. You had a question over here. Sandhill cranes are here. Oh, cardinal. We hadn't had cardinal yet this morning. So underneath number 8 and online. And sandhill crane are definitely here. They started arriving already in February. And they are some places on territory. Just go to your local wetland. I think Window on the Waterfront has had some. Hoffma Preserve has had some. Stu Visser trails. So yeah, there's a lot around right now. Yeah, that's right. I saw the ones at Stu Visser a couple weeks ago when I was there already. And they've been around for about a month. The sandhill cranes have been coming in, but they're still coming around. I have a special guest this morning. So my daughter is here this morning. This is Natalie over here. She said I could do this. She said I could do it. She is helping volunteer with Paula over there with the donuts and coffee and things. So I'm really glad that she came along today to help out. So thank you, Natalie. And she's doing a great job. You got a break. Yeah. So titmouse at number 1. She's 12, but she wanted me to say 13 because a month from today, she's going to be a teenager. And this is Paula. For those of you who don't know, this is Paula. Say hi. Shout out to Paula. Let's give them a round of applause. That's right. Did you win Wimbledon? Thank you guys for all that you're doing. Making the coffee, serving the donuts. It takes a team. It takes a village, literally, for this program to happen. So. And a wood duck up in the tree? Really?
Straight back from 3, way up high, on a branch out to the right.
Of that biggest tree?
Watch him fly in. Yes, he's, see the tree with the dark rain on the right side of it? Back there? Way back. Way back.
Okay, yep,
See the dark? Go up, and then he's off to the right, where that branch angles over.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can. You got him on the screen before I can even. My goodness, Rick. You're showing me up, man. Woo! Wow. I am impressed.
I watched him fly in. I was like, what? I thought maybe it was going to be a cuckoo clock. I just saw something big fly in.
Wood duck, that is a first for Coffee with the Birds. I'm telling you. I still can't find it. That's all right. No, he's on the screen yet.
But he's flying. He just. All right.
There might be another one.
Right back
That's all right.
behind 3. Now he's on a skinnier tree to the right of that one with the dark. And
With the moss.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's moss. It looked like. I don't see him.
Oh, I see the female. I see the hen. Yeah, I see the hen before I see the male. How did that happen? The males are so showy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see the hen. That's probably the one that you were seeing flying. So it's to the left side of that big pine tree, but just below like the lowest left branches of that tall pine tree. Kind of in that area. Oh man. Good spot. I'll tell you what. Extra donut for for finding the wood duck. Well, and extra donut for Rick for getting that on the camera. My word. So, you might be wondering, no longer wondering why they're called wood ducks. Because they sit in trees. They actually nest in trees. So they have an extra claw, developed claw on the back that can help them perch on branches. Oh, look at that. Rick's got it again. Well, this is the highlight of the day here. I think we're going to have to count our species diversity at the end of this one because we might hit 20. Yeah? That's the first. We've been doing this program since winter of 13-14, so 10 years. Yeah. Congratulations, everybody. You got a Coffee with the Birds first. And to prove it, there it is, up on the screen. Incredible. And what can I even say? I'm speechless. I just sit here and I'm like, okay, the birds will do their thing. Red-bellied woodpeckers coming in. You can just feel the vibe in the room here, Rick. There's excitement. I love it. There's almost nothing I can say right now to, feel appropriate, like all the things. Oh yeah, that's a second red-bellied because the female was here earlier. They take turns. I wouldn't imagine they're on eggs yet, but
Female cardinal's in the tree right back there, straight ahead, female cardinal.
oh, the female cardinal is, oh, there it is, up to the right of the woodpecker tree there. Female cardinal perched up real nice. Oh, look at the red belly on the screen. See, there's the red belly. You can see it, yay. That's hardly red, but that's how they got their name. I'm imagining that the name, and oftentimes names were given to birds by specimens, not by an ornithologist who's looking at a specimen, not actually at the real bird. And so if you had a specimen in your hand laying belly up, that's the first thing you're going to notice, right? Oh, it's got a reddish belly. They might, I don't know. I'm not sure. Boy, it's a busy day out here. Let's see, I'm going to check in on the posts here. Let's see. Rick's video quality and expertise is fantastic. Thank you, Rick. That's from Carl and Judy. My mom says she's active on there today. Agreed. She says agreed. Thanks for the cardinal. Thanks for helping Paula today, Natalie. That's from Grandma. She's turning a nice shade of red, Mom. And Lisa Camp says, we couldn't make it in today, and we are really enjoying your program from home in Jenison. Great narration and camera teaming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please don't stop this program. We hopefully will not stop this program. We see the benefit. Thank you for giving us your feedback on that. And if there's any way we can improve this for you, for your experience, let us know. Oh, there they go. Right now, they are courting, and the male is courting the female. They actually do pair bonding in the south, where they winter, and then they come back to the north. He follows her, typically back to where she's from, and then he goes and tries to find a spot for them to nest. So it's a real sweet thing. Oh yeah, yeah. You can still do it. They're looking right now. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Either one would be used. Like, I don't think they're going to have necessarily a preference. They might like it on the island just because it's surrounded by a moat. Camera's too hot, Rick. There was a message that said the camera's too hot. So the question is about wood duck boxes. That's what I'm answering now. As far as location, if you have a spot that wood ducks like, that's a nice pond or something like that, anywhere near that, you could probably find some good specs on Nest Watch, which is the Cornell lab website, and they've got all kinds of information on nest placement and things like that. But I would say as long as it's close to it, sometimes they'll nest in trees half a mile away from water, and the young will jump out of the tree onto the ground and follow mom to the water. But of course, if they're jumping close to the water, then it's safer for them. Then they're not as susceptible to predators. So, and it's typically, I want to say 4 or 5 feet, maybe 6 feet up off the ground is probably what it's going to say. Put some sawdust in it or shavings in the bottom, and that's about it. Put a predator guard on it so that predators can't get in, because a lot will try to get in there, raccoons and such too. So, but yeah, no problem. No, wood ducks, not that I have ever heard, but every time I say never, then somebody will come up with an answer that proves me wrong. Wood ducks for sure? Wow. They could be coming around. If you have feeders, they might be feeding, finding some food? Maybe they're just going for a stroll. I don't know. I haven't heard of them, but you can update me. Let me know if you see them nesting down there. Because mallards will do that. They'll nest on the ground. But the wood ducks typically need a cavity. So. Okay. So the fox sparrow is being seen again. We're trying to relocate it, but he was visible here a moment ago.
He was back on the log on the ground behind the tree, but then he went up.
Do you see him in the tree? Is he up high or low? From this feeder here? Oh, there. Yeah, I see him now. On the little span between the two trees there. Yep. Good job. Look at that, Rick. That's professional quality. I tell you what, I would expect no less. Look at that. Look at Rick's video work here, too. Fox sparrow is back. Yeah. Don't drink too much, because he'll be bouncing off the walls. No white crowned sparrow, but we'll take the... Oh, do you? The white crown is here? Oh, yes. Just behind number 8, on the ground. White crowned sparrow. Oh, come on, squirrel. Did you get him at all in the... No. Oh, this is actually a juvenile, too. There, he's down again. This is a juvenile, so the white-crowned sparrow comes for the naming the adults because they have black and white stripes. This guy is a juvenile, probably a hatchling from last year, that has kind of rusty stripes with a not fully white stripe down the head, which is interesting because yesterday the one that I saw was an adult, right? The one we saw, Rick, yesterday was an adult. Yeah.
This was 20, because I had the white second, there's 2 together over here. So that's perfect.
20 species. I don't know how often we've hit that for Coffee with the Birds. That's quite a mark. Usually we're doing good if we hit 15. Just for an idea, if we hit 15, we're doing good. Sometimes we get 12 or 13. We hit 20 today. Good diversity. I haven't even had time to take a bite of my donut. I'm going to do that. Rick, you have... That is pretty. And they've got such a pretty song. I'm going to see if I can pull that up for you while we're looking at this guy. I think maybe I can do this. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the calendar, if you bought one, Rick took the picture of the fox sparrow. That's right. Forgot about that. Okay, this is the fox sparrow song. I'm going to do the... There we go. I'm doing it by my microphone, too, so that it catches... Take a listen. Such a pretty song. I think it's going to give one more bout here of a song on my recording. So pretty. The tree sparrow, yep. Tree sparrow. Oh, and I've got to say, too, there's a titmouse on one. When you say tree sparrow, then I think of tree swallow. Why do I think of tree swallow? Because they're back. I had half a dozen of them on the campus at GVSU this week, where they've got all the houses. It's where all the radio towers are. And I think others have reported them, too. So, yep, tree swallows are back early. I'm going to need to wrap up here pretty quick because I'm going to have to move into the other room. My goodness, I don't really want to, though. We're having so much fun here. So what will be happening is in a minute I'll be wrapping up this session of feeder watching and the live stream here. But the live streaming is not over. For those of you who are online, we will start a new live stream, and in fact, I'm going to go post that in your chat here in just a second. Because the next live stream is going to be, sorry, I'm doing two things at once, so I'm trying to, is going to be the birding tidbit. And the birding tidbit presentation this time is going to be on the Cape May warbler. And the Cape May warbler is what graces our mugs here, so you can see what we're going to be talking about on the mug. I have a tradition of doing a presentation on the bird that graces our mug, that wins the photo contest. And it's fun for me because I learn new things too, and when you look at something new and in-depth. So we're going to be talking about that. I gave the link to those of you who are online, so you can join us for that. We'll start that live stream at about 10:30, depending on when I get it entirely set up, so just be patient with me. And the first thing you'll see will be me staring at you in the camera. It's really wonderful. But we'll be doing that presentation momentarily. And then those of you who are in here can just move over to the great room, and as I do, and take a seat in there. And I will start that presentation a little bit. On your way, make sure to get a little bit more coffee, another donut. We will be joined by other people who are here for the second feeder watching session as well. So it'll be a larger group than what's even in here. And I don't even know how many people are over there right now because we had overflow. We had overflow from here. So some people are watching us online in the other room. But I want to thank you all for joining us online. And I'm going to stop my microphone, and you can keep the stream running for a little bit if you want to, Rick. And then I'm going to wrap up here. But I want to thank you for a great season of Coffee with the Birds live streaming. This is a great way to end the season with 20 bird species seen during our session. And a great big crowd here and online. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you switch over to the presentation. I will be doing that in the next, hopefully, 6 minutes or so. So thank you so much. What's that?